Good morning. All right, guys. Sorry. Not sure what the deal was there, but not sure what the deal was there, but hi Kristen, welcome back. Sorry. TikTok they decided that I made claims about WEIGHT, although that's not what I was doing. But they made claims about that. They said I made claims about that, so I'm going to have to appeal it. So they kicked me out. I'm going to appeal it, and it'll probably be fine. But anyway, they suspended me. I'm going to appeal it, and it'll probably be fine. But anyway, they suspended me for a few minutes. Weird. I'm not teaching y'all about any of that stuff. We are doing painting. We are not making claims about anything other than painting, right, guys? Okay, I didn't do any more because I wanted to wait till I got back on here for you guys. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to hop back on. I'm going to send out, let's see, who was on here. Let's see. I don't remember who all was on working with me, but Rhonda was on. I know that. Let's see. Who else? April was on. Sheila, thanks. Sorry, TikTok kicked me out. They said I was making claims about WEIGHT, which I was not. So I will appeal it. But when they do that, it suspends you for a few minutes. I'm sure it's just the algorithm messing up. Sometimes that happens. So apologize for that. That was out of my control. Yeah, it was, I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes it just decides that you're saying things that you're not. I guess that is the beauty of artificial stuff. So, but anyway, I'm going to give everybody a chance to hop back on, and we will start again, because I know that a lot of people were painting along with me. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to hop back on. That's probably true, Mickey. That might be it. I need to probably watch myself on that. Yeah, that's probably what happened. So I will make sure to say let it dry instead of the other. I'm going to have to train my words. But that's probably true, Mickey. I'm glad that you pointed that out, because I could not figure it out. I was like, what in the heck? So hopefully my appeal will be done, and it'll be I'll win the appeal, because they take away certain points, and then when they do that, you end up with like your account suspended. So I don't want that to happen. So oh, that's fine, Sheila, no problem. I probably have several in there. I panicked, and I was like, oh, I don't know what happened. So I started looking at the appeal. So I didn't really check any messages. I did get a message from April, and I was like, sorry, it said I was making claims, but I wasn't. So well, I'm glad that you guys at least were concerned, because if something bad did happen to me during my live, I'm hoping that somebody would make something be okay. Somebody would call somebody or something, I guess. Hello, Thomas P. How's it going? We are painting a card number 9 today. We got kicked out for a minute, so now we're back together. It said I was making some WEIGHT claims, which I was not. We were painting, so I'm having to restart again. So, hi, Kyla. Sometimes when you restart, a lot more people see your lives. It pushes it out a little bit more. So who knows? We'll see. All right. So we are going to keep working, guys. Now we're going to do the other half of our present. And here is the thing. Let me put the coupon code up again for you guys. So that you guys have access to that coupon code. Remember, it can be stacked on top of any flash sales that are going on. So I'm going to put that up for you guys so you have access to it. Okay, so there is that coupon code right here. If you are looking to get any of the products that we're using this morning, use that coupon code, stack it on top of any flash sales that are going on. Thanks for the gifts. All right, so we are going to paint this other box. We are going to make it nice and damp for our paint. So you're going to use clear water and go ahead and put it in the box. Okay, take your magenta. We're using the deep magenta. We're just going to go along the edging of our present. Make sure you make it dark enough. Okay. And now take clear water and just spread it into the center of your gift to make that pink. Or the center of your gift to make that pink. Way. I'm so careful about the things that I do and say on my lives because I don't remember. You can dry your brush and pick up. Whoa, what's going on here?
Hello.
What is this? How did you get on here?
You accept me. What you talking about?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know I accepted you. I'm doing a painting tutorial, so.
Good for you.
I'm sorry. How do I take it off? Oh, there we go. Whew, sorry, guys. I'm not even touching my phone, y'all. Weird things are going on today. TikTok is doing crazy things. That is very odd. I don't think he would want to paint with us. Okay. Y'all, this is so strange. I feel like TikTok's got glitches going on today. All right. Anyway, guys, you can dry your brush and you can take it, lift up some of that pigment to get your edges to be, darker around the edges. So you can get those lines like that. Okay. All right. Alexa, stop. Y'all, my Alexa's got some funny things going on. All right. Alexa, stop. Y'all, my Alexa's got some funny things going on. What I do is, like, if you want to have these dark lines, okay, you're going to dry your brush and you're going to push the water as you lift it towards the edges, and it's going to make that pigment dark. Okay. So that is how we want to do that. Now, when we do our ribbon, we're going to do that all around the edges so that our ribbon looks darker, okay? So this is how we're going to do that. We're going to take our clear water, and go ahead and put your clear water in the ribbon part of your present. And make sure that it goes there. So yeah, I'm really careful about what I say, but for some reason today, I guess TikTok's got some funky stuff going on. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out again. If it kicks me out again, I'm going to have to just stop for the day and figure out what's going on, because I don't want, if I get too many flags, then it'll ban my account permanently. So yes, I'm going to do it again right now. Okay, so here's what we did. So we've got our clear water in there. Make sure that everything else is dry. I don't want it to drain into my present there, so I'm going to make sure that's dry. Okay. Once you get your water in there, you're going to take your paint and you're going to go right along the edges with that dark pigment. Okay. And it's going to want to spread out, and that's okay. Let it spread. Okay. We're going to pick it up in just a second. I'm going to show you how to do that. Spread out, and that's okay. Let it spread. Okay. We're going to pick it up in just a second. I'm going to show you how to do that. Rinse your brush, take your paper towel, dry your brush so it's nice and dry. And you're going to take and you're going to just press and push. So, sorry, you got to spread it first. My bad. Take and spread your pigment out with clear water all the way through the edges, okay? Spread your pigment out with clear water all the way through the edges, okay? Lines out. So it pushes that pigment out to the edges of where you had your pigment coming in. If it's not dark enough, you can do it again. So like I'm going to go back now with more because I want mine to be a little bit darker. And I'm going to go along the edges again. And then make sure that's dry. Bring it through. Spread it out. And you want your pigment to go where your shadows would be, right? So go ahead and put more water down, spread it again. And then dry your brush and pick it up. Okay, so see how that gives you these darker lines? Yes, Tracy, that's my puppy. He's over here laying down by me. I always have my pup out here in my studio with me. He likes to come out here and sit during the day with me. His name is Pickles. He is right here. That's Mr. Pickles. You see his little tail wagging? Oh, goodness. All right, so we have that done. Now, if you have any areas that you want your edges to be a little darker or a little lighter, you always can add more water or take water away, okay? And it will make that work for you. Just remember, a dry brush can pick up pigment. A wet brush can spread pigment out and make it, darker or whatever. So just do... you want to do it wherever you want your shadows is where you want your darkness to happen. So like I want my shadows like right here under this bow. We're going to want our shadows to be a little darker there. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more pigment right here. And bring that down because it's going to be like right around the bow is going to be a shadow. So I'm going to put a little bit more pigment right there so that we have those shadows happening. Okay, kind of like that. And then I'm going to let that dry. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's dry that. Okay, now we're going to do that same thing on the lid of the gift and on the bow. It's that same technique where you're going to put clear water on and then you're going to spread your pigment around the edging and then you're going to spread it out and then you're going to pick it up in the center, okay? So we're going to do it right here on this because this is all the same color. We have to have those dark lines around the edges to distinguish the different parts of the gift, okay? So make sure you have your water on there and then add your pigment around the edges, just like this. Now spread that out And then you're going to dry your brush and you're going to pick it up in the middle. So you're going to pick up your pigment in the center. Make sure you have enough of that dark pigment around the edges to give you those lines. Mine wasn't quite dark enough, so. And now I can pick that up again. See how that gives me those edges? Again, we'll do that here. And then I will dry it and pick it up. Same thing here at the base. Right there. And then I'll dry it and pick that up. Okay, so we have this lighter center. If you want it lighter, add more water to the center. Dry your brush and pick it up again, and it makes it even lighter. So see how I got that lightness by adding water and then picking it up? The great thing about watercolors is you can control it pretty easily, so. Thanks, Kaylin. Yep, he's my little boy. He's only been with us for about a month because we unfortunately lost our chocolate lab a few months back, and we ended up that he was our next pup after that. All right, let's go ahead and put our clear water in the center right here. And we're going to make that kind of a darker center because that's where the bow is kind of going over the top. So it's going to be very shadowed. So it's going to be a lot darker. So make sure that when you do this, you're going to add a lot more pigment here. You're going to want it to be really dark there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just dry your brush and you're just going to pick up just a teeny tiny bit of that pigment in the middle there. And that's it. And then you're going to have that dark shadow there. Okay. Then we're going to do the other side. And you have to do these in sections. Even though all of this is the same color, you have to do it in sections in order to get these distinguishing lines so that you can see the different parts of the gift. Okay, so go ahead and add your water there, add your pigment to the edges. And there. Okay, now spread that out into the middle with just clear water. And then dry your brush and pick up that pigment in the center. Just like that. Okay, so now you have those lines. Okay? Is that making sense to everybody? Are you guys understanding this technique a little bit better? Doing it over and over again like that? Yes, maybe, no. Y'all let me know. All right. Good, good. Okay, perfect. All right, let's do the bow. Okay, so we're going to do that same thing on the bow. Now on the bow, I want to have a little bit of an area on the bow, kind of, you know how bows like overlap, like, hang on, let me get this for you guys so you can see it. Okay, so bows kind of overlap like this, right? And you have this little area right here that's going to be a little darker than the rest of the bow, okay? So that's what we're going to work on right here. Okay, so we want it to be, I'm going to draw it so you guys can kind of see that. It's going to kind of come up like this. Okay. Okay, do you guys see that now? So this part is going to be darker because that's the inside of the bow, right? And then over here, we're going to have it, it's going to be like a little, I'm going to make it a little bit thinner over here. Okay, so that's going to be a little darker as well. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this top part first with our clear water. Mine's got a little pink tint to it because I haven't dumped my water yet, but that's all right because we're using pink. So, okay, so put your clear water in that top part, but don't do it on the inside of the bow. And then go ahead and add your pigment. To the edges. Okay, then we're going to spread it out. And then we're going to pick it up just like we've been doing. And if you don't have enough, like I didn't quite get enough pigment on there, so I'm going to do it again just to make sure it's dark enough. Okay, and now I'm going to just dip into this darker pink, and I'm going to just put that on there, like straight on there. I'm not doing a wet on wet. I'm just going to put some dark pink in here. In the bottom of my bow, directly where that goes. Okay, so we have that darker area under there. Hopefully that made sense. Yes, same color. I did the same color. Yes, it does. Kaylin, the 3D effect is really hard. Esmeralda, you are so welcome. Yeah, Mickey, we're using the same color. We just did it straight on. We didn't do the wet on wet technique here. We just took the color and put it straight on there. So it's the same pink, but it's just the actual, wet on dry. All right, we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to add the pink. We're going to skip that bottom part. We're going to add the pink, or add the clear water to the top part of our bow. And add that pigment around the edging. We're going to spread it. And then we're going to dry our brush and we're going to pick it up in the middle. Okay, so we have our edges. And then we're going to take and we're going to do that pigment straight on. So wet on dry at the bottom of our bow right here. Let me get my tip fixed there. It's kind of. And we're going to go straight on the bottom of our bow like this. Okay. All right. Remember, if you need to pick up some color, I need to pick up a little bit of color. I'm going to add water, dry my brush, and then pick it up. Okay, so now we have kind of those darker areas in our bow that we wanted. Okay, now we are going to do the center. Now on the center, what I'm going to do is we're going to do that same thing. We're going to add that clear water, but I'm just going to add it from the top. And I'm going to let it flow down. I'm just going to go across the top here. And then I'm going to just kind of drag that down because that center is really a lot darker than the rest of the bow. Okay. Now, again, here, this is very monotonous. And here, This is very monotonous because it's all the same technique. But we're fixing to get to the pine cone and stuff, and that'll be fun. All right, same thing. We're doing the edges. Spread that out. And then dry your brush and pick up the middle. And I picked up a little too much, so I'm going to add a little bit more pigment back to the edges. You'll hear all those acorns dropping off onto my roof. Okay. And then the other one, the same way. Okay. Along the edge. Whoops. It's a little bit much. Okay, pick up the middle. Add more if you need to. These smaller areas are a little harder with this technique, so you may have to add more in those areas, and that's okay. And we can always go back later and use our detail brush and give it some more outlines. But there is the present so far, okay? All right, so everybody get that finalized. Give me some thumbs up and let me know that you guys are ready to move on to the pine cone part. We'll add detail to it in a little while, so don't worry about the edges or anything like that, or any white parts that are in there. Don't worry about any of that. We'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. We are going to move on. All right. Kristen says she's ready. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right, so it's time to move on to the pine cone and the branches. All right, so what we're gonna do to start is we're gonna first of all, this is the time when you rinse your, dump your water and get fresh water. Okay, so if you're using cups and you need to get up and go dump your water and get fresh water, go do that now. If you're using this, it is time to dump and get fresh water. Okay, all right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take our, I'm trying to decide what brush I want to use to start. I think I'm going to use this Mita #1. We're going to use this. And we are going to dip it into the water, and we're going to go into our dark, our burnt umber right here. We're going to use the burnt umber for the bottom layer of our pine cone. Okay. And this is how we're going to do our pine cone technique. I want you guys to see this on another sheet of paper first so that you can understand what we're going to do. We're going to take the burnt umber and we're going to go press and lift, and we're going to make our little pine cone like stems or leaves or whatever you call them. This isn't watercolor paper, so it's not going to do exactly right, but we're just basically what we're doing is pressing and lifting. Okay, like this. That's how we're making our pine cones. Okay, and then we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to go on top of that to get the tips of what we need on the top of our pine cone. Okay, so take your #1, get some burnt umber, and we're going to start. Remember, the shape of our pine cone is kind of like an oval, so it's going to be kind of like this. Okay, that's kind of the outline of our pine cone. That's what we're going for. Okay, so we're going to start here at the top, and we're going to press and lift. We're just going to make these little points everywhere. You can go along the edge like this and like this to get your shape if you want, and then go in the center and put your stems or leaves or whatever you want to call them. Press and lift, press and lift, press and lift. Okay. Okay. So that's kind of how we're going to shape our pine cone. Hey, OC girl, how's it going? Now go ahead and let that dry or dry it. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to have to switch to a detail brush. Actually, we could probably use the tip of this. Let me try that first. And we're going to go in with this very, very light bisque color, okay? And with that bisque color, we're going to just touch the very tips of our little stems. Anywhere you had your little stems, you're going to touch it with that bisque. To get the tips of that pine cone. Yes, it was the bisque, Kristen. Okay, so now we're gonna dry that. Okay, so you have these little highlights just barely on your pine cone. And now we're gonna go in with our gel pen, white gel pen. It's just barely on your pine cone. And now we're gonna go in with our gel pen, white gel pen, or with some white gesso or whatever you want. And we're just gonna put that white right at the very tip of each of the bisque little spots. So you've got, basically you have 3 layers. You have your dark burnt umber, you have your bisque, and then you have your white. And the white is the smallest of all of the 3 layers. So it's just basically a dot is all you're getting. Alexa, play Spotify. Let's see if Alexa got her brain back or she's glitching again. All right. It's in with your, the bisque is in with the neons. All right, so we have that pine cone. Okay. Are we doing good so far? Everybody there? We are about to move on now to the berries. Now, when we do our berries, we're going to use our, I'm going to use number 1 first. I'm going to use brush number 1. We're going to dip into the crimson. Okay, so our crimson, which is the 5th one on your palette. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th one over. Okay, we're going to dip into that crimson and we're going to do our berries. So we're going to do 1 berry right here kind of on top of our pine cone. We may have to do more than 1 layer depending on how it comes out. And then we're going to do 1 over here to the side. Okay. And let's let those dry. And that one that's on top of the pine cone, I'm going to do another layer on it just so that that pine cone's not showing through. So I'm going to do one more layer of red over that so that it's dark enough to cover that. And then we'll use some our white to highlight that in just a little while. Okay, so let that one dry. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my gel pen and do some highlights on this. Okay, kind of like that. So we have our berries, and now it's time to do our stems for our pine leaves. Now, when we do our stems, what we're going to do is we're going to take this detail brush. So any zero brush or any detail brush that you have will work. This is the Transcend Zero. That's what I'm using. Transcend Zero. This is what I'm using. Okay. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take we're going to use this dark green right here, which is going to be, where's my color? It is the deep green. Okay. So it's the 5th one over. We're going to use the deep green. And we are going to dip into that with our detail brush. And we're going to go ahead and draw our stems. Our stems are going to come out from behind our bow. So this one's going to come out there. This one is going to come out like here. This one's going to come out from here. Very light-handed. We want these stems to be very light. We're going to have one that comes over here. And we're going to have one that comes out from behind. Let's see. We're going to do one from here. And then we're going to have one that comes down from here, that comes in front. Okay. All right. So that's kind of where our stems are going to be placed. Okay. Now, when we do these, very light-handed, all we have to do is we're going to use that same green to start. We'll add some lighter greens in a minute to kind of give it some highlights, but we're just going to do very light strokes back and forth to give it our stems. And we're going to make it in the shape of those ovals like I was talking about earlier. So they're going to get kind of gradually in the shape, more in the shape of like going up a little bit more. Yeah. Like this. Okay. So it's just a really light touch. You don't want to put too much pressure on your brush when you do these. Okay. So that's how we're going to come out with that. Hi, Vega. How's it going? All right. Moving on to the next one. Same thing. We're using this dark, what did I call it? Deep green. It's number 5 on your palette of greens. And we're using a very light touch. You want to make sure you have enough water on your brush that it flows, but you don't want it to be like too much water, because if you get too much water, it'll get really juicy and then you won't be able to control where it goes. Okay, so just kind of back and forth along the stem, some long, some short. going to fix something. Okay. Okay, so see, I'm just kind of, some of the times I'm not making any color at all come off because I'm going so light-handed that I don't even. Okay, so see, I'm just kind of, some of the times I'm not making any color at all come off because I'm going so light-handed that I don't even touch at some points because you want it to be really thin. Okay. Yay, Posh and Bling. Welcome in, welcome in. Sorry, I didn't mean to be out of view. Thank you for telling me that. I tend to get caught up in what I'm doing and forget that I'm on camera. All right, so let's do it again. Luckily, we're going to repeat it. You want to make sure, again, that you have enough paint on your brush and water on your brush, but not so much that it... you want to make sure, again, that you have enough paint on your brush and water on your brush, but not so much that it's going to be hard to control. Okay, so just back and forth with a really light touch. Some of them you want to go at a different angle so your stems kind of cross. Because we don't want it to look too uniform, because we know that plants are not like that. Okay. We're going to thicken these up in a minute with a lighter green, so don't worry about that. Just go ahead and get your base stems down. If anybody, I mean, I guess I can bring people on lives. We found that out earlier. So if anybody is painting and wants to come on, I guess we could do that. I think you just have to hit a button that requests it. That would be fun. We could paint, you know, somebody could paint on with me. If anybody wants to do that. Obviously, we can add people to the lives. We saw that earlier, right? That was so weird. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, got a little bit too much water there. That's okay. All right. Thanks for the heart me, Vega. Thanks for the follow, Mammy5. Thanks for reposting, Posh and Bling. You guys are awesome. All right. This one's going to be a really pretty one when we get done, guys. Okay. And our last one. And this one's going over the top of our present. So just know that it's going to, you're going to see the present kind of through it, but that's the idea of having a branch that goes in front. Your present will show through. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to rinse our brush, and we are going to go ahead and dip into a lighter green. So I think, let me see what green I want to use. I think this jade green will be a good one to use with this deep green. So I'm going to dip into this jade green right here. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to add a few little extra branches in each one of these to give it this extra like depth. Not a ton, just enough to have, you know, more than one color green in it. It's got different shades and hues of that green that we used, because depending on how much water you had on your brush and how long before you added pigment to your brush and all of that, you got some different shades, or you should have. But this is a different hue color altogether. So it's going to kind of thicken it up and make it kind of more, you know, just give it more of a 3D effect. Okay. Same thing on this last one. Very light-handed. And there we go. Okay, that looks really good. I'm trying to decide if I want to put a branch right there. I feel like I should. I think I'm going to put a branch right there, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and dip back into that darker green, and I'm going to bring it up right here. I feel like there's a big gap there. Yeah, that fills it in better. Okay, and now I'm going to get that lighter green and add to it. All right, there we go. That looks good. All right, now we're going to add our dots. Okay, so I am going to pull out my, no, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to keep using this detail brush. I'm going to post those Transcend brushes. So if you guys are wondering about my detail brush, that comes out of this set right here. Okay, so this is the 0, the number 0. I'm going to get the dark rust red color to make these dots. And I'm just going to put some dots on my present in different sizes. So I'm using the rust red color. Okay. Sorry, I'm concentrating, y'all. And these dots aren't perfect. The idea is to kind of make them a little more whimsical than perfect. The idea is to kind of make them a little more whimsical than perfect. All right, so we have our dots on there, which I think looks really good. And let's see, what else are we missing? Just want to make sure. Okay, so let's go ahead now and pull out our micron pen. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's keep our detail brush and let's dip into our magenta. And let's go along the edges with our magenta instead of our micron pen. And let's give our outlines this pink outline. Because I think black is going to overpower it. So use a detail brush or the tip of your meet-in brush. And outline it like that. And you can also give your bow some little detail lines right here. So it looks like it's got some wrinkles. Can you guys see that? I think it looks much better with this pink. If we had gone with the black, I think it would have been too much. I think it would have overpowered it. Same thing down here. You can give this kind of some lines, like it's got some wrinkles happening in it. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this. So this is a very light, thin outline. Okay, guys, we're not doing anything major. We're just kind of cleaning everything up as we go. Okay. Kind of defining out those gift areas a little more and enhancing those shadow lines. Okay. See how that just kind of enhanced it a little bit? So stinking cute. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a base. So I'm going to take my meet-in number 5 and I'm going to take some clear water. So this is the time to go ahead and get clear water again. Go ahead and empty out your cups. Grab some clear water. And we are going to put some clear water up underneath our gift here. Not a ton, just a little. This is just kind of give it a base to sit on. And we're going to take some gray and we're going to kind of just bring that gray into that. Okay. Now we're going to dry the entire thing. All right. And we are going to bring down some pink next. So go ahead and add a little bit more water back in here and get that magenta and bring it into the base. And dry that. You guys know how I love to make things kind of spread. So that's kind of what we're doing. Sorry, I needed to add some more clear water there and make that was a little bit, the lines on that were too harsh. There we go. Okay, dry that off. And then who can imagine what comes next, you guys? Put it in the comments if you know what we're about to do next. Who can imagine what comes next, you guys? Put it in the comments if you know what we're about to do next. 3. We're going to use our brush number 3. Yes, sprinkles and splatter. Yes, yes, yes. You guys are all right. Of course, you know we can't get out from that. Yes, sprinkles and splatter. Yes, yes, yes. You guys are all right. Of course, you know we can't get out from that. We're going to take our pink. Okay. Brush number 3. And we're going to splatter around our present. We're going to take our pink. Okay. Brush number 3. And we're going to splatter around our present. Remember, the bigger the brush, the bigger the splatter. Love it. I'll get a little bit of the green, not much. We're not going to do a lot of green, but we do want to do a little bit of the green around, just around the top where the stems are. And that's it. Okay. And let's dry it, you guys. Hey, Stacy Lee. How's it going? All right. Okay. So this is our official card number 9. You guys are going to have to tell me what you guys think of this. I love, love, love it. Now, when I do the replay on this, it's going to be, I'm not sure how I'm going to have to piece it together since we got kicked out. So, so just so you know, the replay will be 2 pieces put together. But this is card number 9. So if you guys have been following this series and doing these cards with me, you now have 9 Christmas family. All right. So let's look at all of them. We have card number 1. We have card number 2. We have card number 3. Card number 4. We have card number 5. We have card number 6. We have card number 5. We have card number 6. card number 7, card number 8, and now we have card number 9. So we have one more in this series before we start the calendar series. Okay. So if you guys are wanting the replays on this, you can get them on my YOUTUBE channel. And you can find that link in my bio or under my bio on my TikTok page. Okay. That's okay, Stacey Lee. The replays will be up soon. No worries. No worries. Look how cute this turned out. Okay, let's talk about what we used. We used the meat and all right. Let me get the meat and brush set put up for you guys so you guys know. We used these brushes. They are short, so you can control your strokes really, really easy with these brushes. They hold their tips really well, so you can do detail work really easy. And they also hold, or they also do not rust, so you don't get rust in your painting. Like if we had been painting today and these had rusted when I dipped them in the water, that rust could have gotten into my bristles and then onto my paper, and I would have had rust mixed in with my paint, which we do not want. We did the branches. We used this Transcend Zero brush, and we just kind of did a really light touch back and forth. So these are the brushes that we use. They are the meat and brush set. This coupon code right here can be used and stacked on top of any flash sales for the brushes or the palette or anything else that's the meat and stuff. Plus, they're giving out free shipping right now. And guys, this palette is amazing. I love, love, love this palette. It is my very favorite one. It's the one that I purchased when I first started doing water. It is my very favorite one. It's the one that I purchased when I first started doing watercolors, and I have yet to find a palette that matches this. I have a lot of palettes, but I bought this a year and a half ago. You can see I still have tons of paint still left, and I use it every single day. So it is a palette that I highly recommend. It kind of tons of paint still left, and I use it every single day. So it is a palette that I highly recommend. It kind of metallics and your metallics and your neons. You can pop these out and make travel palettes with them. You can pop these out individually and do all kinds. I mean, this is an amazing versatile palette. It comes from lightest to darkest, so you can learn to shade really easy with this palette. And the pigments are super, super bright and creamy and buttery, and that is why it lasts so long. I use it every single solitary day, and I have so much paint still left. I have replaced the white, but other than that, these are the original paints that were in the palette. It is a hot mess, I know, but it is because I use it every day. Okay. Again, there is a flash sale on this right now, and you can stack this coupon code on top of the flash sale. All right. The other thing that we used today was this Meeden paint toilet, the flash sale. All right. The other thing that we used today was this Meeden paint toilet, this Meeden water dispenser. You just push this to get rid of your dirty water, and then you get clean water in return, which is very nice. Love, love, love this. This is such a great clean water in return, which is very nice. Love, love, love this. This is such a great, and thank you for your purchase. You're going to love that palette. I love mine so much. I use it all the time. This is a great product because now I don't have to get up and dump my water outside and then go back over to my water dispenser because I don't have running water in my studio. Go back over to my water dispenser and grab more. I can just dump it here and I can paint all for a long time. I did this whole painting and never had to get up and dump water. I just had to do it here. This holds 650 milliliters of water, so that is a lot of water. It'll last me 2 or 3 paintings before I have to get up and add more. And this holds 2 of these, so I only have to dump this every 2 times I use this, which is great. So and this goes down flat, so it travels really easy. You can push this down, and it'll go down flat. Oops, I almost squeezed out too much water, y'all. Well, it doesn't leak. It holds lots of water. It's awesome. I love it, love it, love it. Your bow is janky. Kristen, Bows can be janky though. That's the thing. Like realistically, when my granddaughter puts her bow on, it looks great. But then all of a sudden I after she's worn it for five minutes or so, it looks janky. Sheila, it won't let me put the watercolors on my cart for $19.95. I'm not sure what the price is on the watercolor set. Hang on one second. It might open up for me and let me see. Because the watercolor set sometimes advertises other items to make the price look lower than it is. And so I'm not sure exactly what the watercolor set is for. Hang on, let me see. Let me select. That's weird. Okay, that's the wrong item. It's not what I wanted. Let's see. So it's pulling up. Let me see. 1 second. See if it'll pull it up for me. There it goes. All right. So the 48 color set is showing it's $30 currently. So that is the price on the 48 color set currently. The $19.95 is showing for the hang on. I think it's for the paper. Yeah. So the paper's $19.95 and the watercolor set is $30. Then if you stack this coupon code on to the $30 price, then you'll save, I think it's like 10%. It's not a ton, but it's a little bit. And watercolor sets are not cheap. I can tell you that, but this is a really good price. $30 is a great price for this set because it lasts so long. Like I said, I've had this set for over 1.5 years now. So, I mean, that comes out to like next to nothing if you compare the price to other watercolor sets. Some watercolor sets I've paid over, $100 for a small set of like 10 before. So this is a really good price for this set. I will tell you this. This is a good professional set too. It's not just for beginners. This is a set that has really, really good pigment. So you don't have to use a ton of it when you're painting, which is great because that makes it last longer because it's really bright and colorful and you get a lot of pigment with it. So if you have those less expensive versions of watercolors, you're not going to get the brightness and the colors that you would get out of a set like this. So they are a little bit more, they're going to cost a little bit more. They're not going to be the kind that you get, off of the big box stores that, are cheaper. So, sorry, I'm just getting the colors out. I'm getting the comments out, looking at comments. So anyway, you can stack this. You can stack this coupon code on top of any flash sales that might be going on as well. All right. Hope that helps. Let's see. It looks like to me, let's see. I'm going to hop off of here in just a few minutes. I've got to run into town and I've got to go vote, you guys. Today's voting day. So I've got to go do that. And, yes, Kristen, tag me in it. I want to see your janky bow. My granddaughter's bows are always janky. I'm telling you, as soon as I put them on her. So, tomorrow I have an appointment in the morning, so I'm not going to be able to do my morning tomorrow. So I'm probably going to be tomorrow afternoon around 2 p.m. That is my plan. So I will be doing around, unless something changes, I plan to do 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We're going to do card number 10, our last card in this series, you guys. I am so excited to finish up these 10 cards. And then we're going to have all these beautiful cards to send out to our friends. I'm excited to finish up these 10 cards. And then we're going to have all these beautiful cards to send out to our friends and family. And they're going to get them in the mail. And they're going to be like, what? A hand-painted card? How cool is that? So in the mail. And they're going to be like, what? A hand-painted card? How cool is that? Okay, Stacey Lee, I have an appointment tomorrow too with my doctor, and I'm going to be gone in the morning, so I won't be back until tomorrow after lunch. So it'll be 2 p.m. before I get on tomorrow. You can fluff your branches as much as you want. Play around with them. Just don't overwork them. Don't overthink it. Remember, branches they're janky too. Like, see, I kind of want to put a branch right there, but I'm like, no, because if I do, it's going to look too uniform and it's going to look too fake. So I want it to look real. So that's kind of, just kind of think it through and play around with it until it says, I'm done. It'll tell you when it's done, and then you'll know. Okay. I love how this turned out. I'm glad that we put it on this one. I love this gift, this little present. It looks so pretty. I really, really like it. My bow kind of looks janky on this side a little bit too, you guys. But just remember, it's just a bow, and they all kind of do their own thing. So, all right. So one more time really quickly before I get off of here, in case anybody wants to grab any of these. Remember, the replays are available on my channel, and you guys can grab those up if you're wanting to do this series on my YOU TUBE channel. And you can grab that at the in my bio. You can get that link in my bio. Sorry. Good grief. I can't even talk. Okay. This was card number 1. This was card number 2. Gosh, y'all, I can't believe we're almost done with this. This was card number 3. This is card number 4. This is card number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. This one was last night. Isn't that cute? And, oh, where'd that go? Where'd my pink one go? And number 9. This was today's. And then tomorrow we were doing number 10 at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow afternoon. Okay? So, and we will have completed our entire set in this series. All right? And then we are going to do the calendar. All right? So let me just show you. This is the paper that we used for this series. I got to find it because when I got kicked out, all my stuff got reorganized. All right. So this is right here. This is what we used for these. It comes with these borders. It is a Meeden watercolor postcard. It comes with 10 sheets. They're 4x6 hot press 300 GSMs. And this is what they look like. Oh, no worries. Stacy, don't worry about it. Remember, too, you have paper. So when we do the calendars, you can do it. You can do 4x4 sheets of paper, and they will fit on the calendar whenever you get your calendars in. So you don't have to have the calendar to start the calendar with us. Okay? But if you want your calendar to start with us, everybody, this is the calendar we're going to be using starting on Thursday. And we are going to use it to create a 2026 desk calendar. So anybody who's wanting to do that series with us, here is the calendar. It looks like this. It comes with a stand, and you can, Stacy, you can use paper and 4x4, and you can put it on like this, just like that. And your calendar will be just as pretty. And if you mess up, you can start over. Whereas if you paint directly on the paper and you mess up, you're just stuck with it for the year. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to do this. I may very well do this as well. So, but here we are. This is the Grabby calendar 2026. We will do each month together. So we'll do January starting on Thursday. I want to get it done for Christmas gifts because I'm going to give this as a Christmas gift. So those of you who are wanting some really fun handmade gifts, this is a great Christmas gift to give to friends and family. And I am going to do that. So we're going to start January on Thursday. We'll be doing the January one then. So if you're wanting to do the calendar series, go ahead and grab the calendar below so you have it, and we're going to get started on that. These replays will also be available on my YOU TUBE channel. So if you miss any of them, you will be able to grab them on the replay. Okay? All right. Any questions about anything that we used today on our tutorial? Card number 9. Okay, this was card number 9. You are so welcome, Sheila. Send me yours. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Okay. And we, like I said, we have one more in this series, one more card in this 10 card series. Then we're starting the calendar challenge below. We're going to do that. It'll be 12 months. We'll do each month together, one at a time. Okay, so each live will include 1 month. So we'll start January on Thursday. All right, guys. Thanks, Mama Carrie. This was today's. So, all right, guys. Thanks, Mama Carrie. This was today's. So any of you guys who are wanting to do the calendar challenge or calendar tutorials with us, it's right here. Grab it because we're going to start that on Thursday. We have one more card to go in this series. That is the Meet-in postcard series. There are 10 in a pack. And then also in December, we are going to be doing the Advent calendar. I'm so excited about the Advent calendar. That is right here. Thanks, Mickey. Glad you hung out with us. Send me a copy. I want to see it. I want to see it. Sorry about the mix-up and getting kicked out and all the things, but I'll get that straightened out with TikTok after I get off of here. But this right here has a different thing each day. And I think it's a different, like, medium each day too. It might not all be watercolors. I'm not really sure. I haven't gotten mine in yet. It's coming in the mail. So hopefully soon we will have I will have this to be able to kind of go through and look at it and see, but we're going to be doing this. We're going to be doing that in December. So, and it's 24 days of creativity, guys. How fun is that going to be? So if you haven't grabbed this up, definitely do that. And this coupon code will work on that. So you can save an extra, extra little bit of money if you use this coupon code. So stack it on top of the flash sale for this and you'll save a little bit more. So this is going to be a fun project. Yes, Feral Mom. Here is what we did today. Here is what we did today. This replay will be up soon. So no worries. If you missed it, you'll be able to pull it up on the replay. We had some weird stuff going on today on TikTok. It was weird. It kicked me out for making WEIGHT claims, which I didn't do. And then when I started it back up, some random guy got on and said that I accepted him to do a live with him, which I didn't. It was really weird. We had some strange stuff happening today. So, hopefully, that all those glitches are going to be worked out before tomorrow. I'm going to be on tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time to do card number 10 tomorrow. All right. And that will be the last of this series. Then we are going to start the calendar series, the Grabby calendar series. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then in December, we're going to do this Creative Christmas Countdown. So if you guys are interested in the Creative Christmas Countdown for December, grab that up. You can use this coupon code. Interested in the Creative Christmas Countdown for December, grab that up. You can use this coupon code to get it. And we're going to do that in December. And let's see. Yes. Okay. That's okay, Stacy Lee. You have a 12:30 appointment. Maybe you'll be back. If you're not, you can catch the replay on my YOUTUBE channel. It'll be up. Okay. All right. All right. I know. Me too, Feral Mom. This is going to be so fun. Like, this is going to be a fun project. I can't wait to get mine in so I can kind of see, like, I don't know, like, how many, like, if it's all watercolors or if it's different. I feel like it's different art things. I don't feel like it's just watercolors because Meet-in does, like, they have all kinds of different mediums. So I think it's going to be a lot of different mediums, which will be fun. And it'll get us kind of out of our little watercolor box and doing some other things as well. So that'll be fun. So if you guys want to do this Creative Christmas Countdown with us, it's 24 days of creativity. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it together. So everybody grab one of those up. We're going to be starting that December 1st. Okay. So we're finishing up this card series. Then we're doing the calendar series. Then we'll probably do maybe another card series or at least some additional cards. And then on December 1st, we're going to start this Creative Christmas Countdown. So that is the plan for my lives over the rest of the year, basically. So for those of you who are There is a video out there showing what's in it. I'm not watching it. Oh, yeah. I probably will cheat and look because I kind of have to be prepared if I'm going to do it online. I'm not good with surprises. But I think it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a full 24 straight days of fun, creative things. So that's going to be amazing. I want to get a better setup for my desk so that I have a little bit more space like this. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I've looked into some different desks, mounts, and I'm just not sure which one I want to get yet, but I'm going to try to do that before we do the other one because I want to have a better view. I want you guys to have a better view of what we're doing. So, okay, guys, I'm about to hop off of here. Thank you guys for everybody that purchased anything today. Just remember, one more time, I'm going to go through it. We're finishing this series up tomorrow. This is the 10 card series. These are the Meet-In postcards. They are right here. They come 10 in a package. They're hot press 4x6. They have the border on them, and we have been doing one every day on our live. So we've done 9 of them so far. And once we finish tomorrow, our postcard number 10 will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Tomorrow afternoon is when I will be doing card number 10 in this series. How cute are these? And if you are wanting the replays on these, you can get them on my YOU TUBE channel in my bio on my TikTok channel, or my TikTok page. And then this is how they come with this nice border around it. And we're going to be doing this last one tomorrow at 2 p.m. All right, so that is what we have been doing. The next thing that we are going to do after that, which starts on Thursday, is going to be our calendar series. So we're going to be using this calendar, and we're going to be doing each month together. So we have calendar series. So we're going to be using this calendar, and we're going to be doing each month together. So we have 12 lives, each with a different month that we're going to be doing together. So if you're wanting to do watercolor tutorials together, so we have 12 lives, each with a different month that we're going to be doing together. So if you're wanting to do watercolor tutorials with me, you're wanting to do this calendar and snatch it up and get it, because we are going to be starting that on Thursday. Now, if you don't want to do it directly on your calendar because you're a little nervous, then you can put this on there. You can do it in a 4x4. So you can put a 4x4 on top of it, and we can paint on that. And that way, if you mess up, you can just remove it and do another one. Okay, so that is the idea if you are too nervous to paint directly onto your paper. Although this paper is really nice. So I think it'll be a nice paper to paint on. Okay, so we're going to do that starting on Thursday. Then following that, after we finish that, we'll do a few cards and things, just random stuff for fun to kill the rest of to get rid of the rest of the month. And then we are going to do the Then we're going to do this, the Meet-In Creative Christmas Countdown. It is the Advent calendar, 24 days of creative Christmas. We're going to start that December 1st, and we will do that for 24 days in December. It's going to be super fun. So you guys, if you're wanting to do that with me, go ahead and grab that. You can use this code on top of the flash sale that's going on. So the flash sale, and then you can save an additional, I think, 10% with this coupon code. So you can stack those. So if you're interested in doing this with us starting December 1st, grab it up so you have it in plenty of time. Okay? All right, so that is everything that's going on with me and my lives over the next, or basically over the rest of the year. Okay, any questions on the products that we used today for our tutorial? We used the Meet-In palette, which is right here. 48 colors. Mine's a hot mess because I use it every day, but it's got 48 colors. They go from lightest to darkest, so you can shade really easily. You have your neons, and you have your metallics. You get a brush, a pencil, an eraser, a sponge, and the areas and back to mix. It comes in this nice little travel case, so it travels really easily. This is a great palette. I've had it for over 1.5 years now, and it is amazing. So you guys, if you're looking for a good palette that will last you a long time for the money and get a big bang for your buck, this is the palette, okay? So there's that. This coupon code is good for the palette as well. We are also using the Meeden brush water dispenser. We call it the Meeden paint toilet. It just dumps your old water and gives you nice new clean water in its place. So we also are using the Meeden brushes, which are right here. These Meeden brushes are amazing, and they are the best brush set that I own. I love, love, love them, and I have a ton of brush sets, but these are my favorite, and these are the ones that I always pull out when I get ready to watercolor. They don't rust. They're short, so you can control your strokes. They hold tons of water because they're synthetic squirrel hair, and they hold their tips really well, so you can do detail work, even with these larger brushes. See? Teeny tiny little tips. Okay, so these are great brushes. They're a good professional set. And guys, this set is great. It's a good price. It's a medium price for a really high quality set of brushes. So if you're looking for a really high quality set, but you're not wanting to pay high quality prices, this is a good set. And then you have this coupon code right here that you can stack on top of any flash sales going on. All right. And then let's see, the last thing that we used was the Meeden postcard paper. And it comes in sheets of, it comes with 10 sheets. And they already have this cute border on them right here. And they come 10 to a pack. All right. So we have 10 of these. We have done 9. We're going to do number 10 tomorrow at 2 p.m. All right. Central Standard Time. So those of you who are interested in doing the rest of this series with us, grab some. If you're looking for the replays, you can grab those as well on my YOUTUBE channel, which you can find in the link in my bio. Okay? All right. That is everything I have done today. Any questions before I get off of here? Last chance to ask any questions about any of the products that I used today in our tutorial, which is here. Guys, you don't have to be an artist to do watercolors, okay? If you've ever wanted to learn, then join me on my tutorials every day and I will walk you through it. You do not have to be an artist to do watercolors. I didn't know anything about watercolors when I bought this palette. I started learning with video to do watercolors. I didn't know anything about watercolors when I bought this palette. I started learning with video and learn. You can watch tutorials and if drawing is a part of the issue, I can show you how to draw as well. We break everything down into shapes in my tutorials so that you guys can learn how to draw as well as paint. All right? All right. Okay, so we have done 9 of the cards. We're going to do 10 tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you guys then. Thank you for joining me, and everybody that has purchased, thank you so much for all of your purchases. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I might come on later today. It depends, just for some fun. So we'll see. I might pop back on. Bye.